He goes mad for those ads, he's got a Trailer Jones.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Trailer Jones, and I am here to talk about theme parks. Specifically, I'm here to ask Mr. Michael Damiani if he's ready to go to Japan and experience the world of Super Mario in person. You're going to be running through castles. You're going to be backflipping off power buttons. You're going to be dodging stars and flame balls thrown at you from piranha plants, man. We are going into the world of Mario. Or possibly, is this just an advertising for a music video, really? This is the Super Nintendo World music video from Galantis featuring Charlie XCX. And it's super silly, but I guess it's supposed to be. I just wonder, Damiani, I know you would do anything, just to go to Tokyo regardless, but to be one of the first people to check out this theme park. What does this video do for you? Like, what were your emotions watching it, and did it change your opinions of what this park would be?
It's pretty surreal to think it's like actually happening. We've known about this for like a few years now, but seeing something more tangible other than concept art, leaked maps, and stuff like that was pretty cool. A lot of it, though, you were talking about like doing flips and jumping. A lot of the stuff in the video is like, wow, park security is going to be really angry if you try a lot of this stuff. So hopefully there is some fun platforming that you get to do. It looks like it's very heavily augmented reality. A lot of heavy augmented reality components to it is the vibe I got from this.
Which they don't really sell in the trailer. And again, I'm not expecting them to go into exhaustive detail because these systems are probably already being built. But from what I've heard, it sounds like you're going to have the wristband and the power-up band, and then that's going to connect with, you'll be able to collect coins and stuff in the world. And I've heard about AR stuff that they're doing, but it's like, I can't shake the feeling that like just kind of reading a blog post about how it's going to work would get me actually more excited than what I'm looking at. So beyond kind of how you feel about this emotionally watching this, and it's like, I love Nintendo. I love theme parks. I love all of this, and I'm excited to check it out. But I wonder like what purpose this video actually serves. Like, I know it's a music video. They wrote this theme, but it's a fascinating thing to feel to have to do to write a theme for the park. It's like when you have so much music already available within, Mario's universe alone, not to mention just all of Nintendo, and like to show the park off in this way, it's strange. It's like I go back and forth between being like, this is a really bad trailer for a theme park, but then I'm like, well, wait, this is a really fun music video for a song, and then it's like, well, wait, what is this?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it did the greatest job of selling the theme park part of it. I also think this concept's really different and unique because there isn't so much. There's the Mario Kart part, which is a ride, but the Super Mario platforming part, is that like an experience? Is that a ride? Is that just running around? They showed off. I don't know if you got to check it out. They showed off some images from the presentation. I guess that happened in Japan. They showed like the different wristbands, but they showed your phone, the app, some of the shots of it. And you see like the theme park map rendered in your phone, and then you got all this stuff going on in there as well. So I've never quite seen anything like that for. Obviously they have like the stuff at Disney, but this seems like unique, a first of its type.
They're experimenting with this in Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, and basically what you can do at Galaxy's Edge is you can go around and do missions. So it'll tell you, go to this location, scan this object, and it's basically tracking via GPS where you are if you're close to something. And then I think there might be Bluetooth or sensors that are identifying the phone is close to it. I'm not 100% sure how it operates. It's just the question of, obviously there's a tremendous amount of physicality present in this video, and a lot of physicality just in Mario's world. Obviously, you're going to want to jump up and grab coins. You're going to want to jump up.
Yeah.
And so it's odd. I can't help, and I know a lot of people probably are going to listen to this and be like, oh, just enjoy it. It's a silly music video. But like, I just get a tremendous amount of desperation from this. It kind of reminds me of like McDonald's advertising, where everybody is just happier than anyone I've ever seen in my entire life. And when it starts out and people are playing Switch and like they're hanging out, it's like, oh yeah, Switch is great. You can play it. There's different versions of Switch now. This is fantastic. And then they get there and they're like running just there's so much running, and like you just don't run at a theme park. It's just not something you ever do anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's just, there's no room, there's no way to do it. Especially there's going to be no way to even like, you know, walk in some places. Obviously, when this park launches, it's interesting that on a side note, it's interesting this seems to be really sold to primarily an international audience. There really is only kind of the one Japanese protagonist, and then there's just a lot of people, you know, from all around the world in this video. So it's interesting. I mean, just someone from space. It's interesting that they, you know, really are trying to sell this to an international audience. But does the energy in this seem like, oh, this is just classic Nintendo, or do you kind of understand where I'm coming from, where you get that sense of desperation?
Exactly. Actually, this whole video feels like it might have been more Nintendo's hand guiding the creative for it than Universal. This feels like it fits in with all of Nintendo's other marketing. Like this video would like be appropriate for a new Mario Switch game, and it would fit right in. Whereas I think of like stuff for theme parks, they rely on like CG and like music and stuff, but this felt very distinctly Nintendo. I know what they're going for with it. I just don't know if it was the best way to present it. Yeah, I think it's just a video just to get people excited about the concept. And I think the disappointment some of us are feeling is that we just want to see more of the tangible stuff, not a music video that's like, here's what we want you to think it's going to be, but it's really going to be nothing like this. It's going to be giant crowds of people all shoulder to shoulder trying to like enjoy that theme park area. But this is what it should be like, and it's clearly got Nintendo written all over it, like their marketing and branding.
And obviously there's a difference between advertising and what you actually, the reality of going to theme parks. Like I love the concept drawings of theme park rides that just show like, oh, there's tons of room. You know, there's only 20 people are going to be there on launch day. Like I'm used to that. That's hilarious. But it's weird to get this in 2020. This is coming out this year. This is opening in Japan this year before the Olympics. And so it's weird that they're spending so much money and so much effort to do what initially seems like a teaser. You know, this seems like this would come out when this park got announced. You know, this seems like a weird thing to be like, it's months away, folks. It's like, oh, cool. So there's going to be a Mario ride that I'm running through, and like, no. It's like, oh, so I'm going to look at my friends and like virtual Mario hats are going to appear on our heads. Like, no. And it's like, well, surely some of this, like, it's weird that the Mario Kart ride, which they, at the premiere event when the different reps from Nintendo, Shigeru Miyamoto came out and he talked about it, they made sure to tell people, yes, there will be a Mario Kart ride because obviously there should be a Mario Kart ride. And we see it for like 2 seconds, you know, like it's such a small part of this video that it's just really odd to me. I really need you as much more of a Nintendo fan than I am to maybe just bring some jolly vibes to this, because like I kind of like don't like this video. Like it's just it's so strange. Like as somebody who really loves theme parks and somebody who loves Nintendo, and I'm not coming at a perspective that like if it is a music video, it should, you know, convince me, you know, what the park is going to be like. But like this is a lot of money was spent on this. You know, there's a lot of people in this running around on a green screen stage. There's just so much money spent. I'm curious why it wasn't spent in a way to show people, yeah, this is actually how it's going to work. The AR stuff that we're doing is pretty neat. Like I'm impressed that they even have phones in it. It's like, well, at least you introduce that element that it's not just like, no, you're suddenly going to be in a Mario world. It's like, no, you're going to be in that Mario world because you're going to see it through your phone. You're going to see the coins. You're going to see all of these elements. It's like, I would have liked maybe at the end to be like, okay, fun's over, dance number's finished. Here's actually how it works. The running through the castle with the thwomps is just like, what? Like,
yeah, that part was probably the worst looking shot. I actually thought that might have been one scene that might have actually been reflective of a part of the park where like there's like we don't know. It could be like one of those 3D parts where just a big screen behind you and you think you're being chased, and in front of you is just like the hallway. Who knows? But I get it. Like it's definitely, there was some disappointment in not seeing a lot of the practical stuff. I do think the one thing they did a nice job of in parts were they definitely dropped some little nuggets for Nintendo fans to kind of comb through and see some teases. And like, is that just for the marketing sake? Like seeing like baby Yoshis and then regular Yoshis and eggs. And it's like, oh, you know, this looks cute, but is this a hint at something maybe we'll do? Like, do we all get like a baby Yoshi and we got to raise it and then like we can ride it later or something like that? Like they show part of the park that looks like Super Mario Land's a level from Super Mario Land. It's just like, oh, we saw like some things that could be like, we were watching it last night as well. and going through it again, there's like some Easter eggs and like hidden stuff that's alluded to that I think those were like the best morsels in it. But at the same time, I'm at this point with it so close to coming out, and you're right, they're spending a lot of money on this because they need it. It's going to be associated with the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. I just wanted something a little bit more practical, even like a press release like, accompanying this, like showing some more actual photos of parts of the park and that Mario Kart stuff. Just not being able to see. They show like throwing some shells at bullet bills, and they showed that there were 4 people in a cart instead of like a single cart. So they show some small stuff, but it just for me it wasn't enough. They needed to have a little bit more.
Like speculation for me, I'm not even gonna waste my energy, because it's just like, oh, we'll find out later. So like seeing stuff where like, oh, I wonder. Well, who knows? Because I think 90% of this is just like pure marketing insanity. And I guess one of the reasons, the more I think about it, that it kind of incenses me a little bit is like, can you imagine if they showed Galaxy's Edge, right? And then they said, there's the Falcon. And then they had a kid in the Falcon, in the cockpit, and everyone's looking up, and that kid's like, haha, I'm in the cockpit. And then you go to Galaxy's Edge, and it's like, no, that was just in some video they released. And the kid's like, what? I can't go, you know what I mean? And like at the end when you have this gigantic tower and everyone's on the tower, and then like your 8-year-old's like, we can't go up there. And you're like, no, like, so like I get the idea of like you're gonna go into a Mario world. I like the idea of like having this again. This video has a ton of energy and it's a lot of fun, and so many resources are poured into it. But it's like, to me, this would need to be like, I would prefer if it was a 40-second, 1-minute music video that was an introduction to then, okay, now let's explain it. But just that's kind of all it is. It's like, no, it's all nuts. Yeah, probably 2% of this is actually what the experience is going to be like. But the rest of it's like, I don't know, will it be? Prepare for disappointment. It's such a weird. I've never seen, and I can't help but shake the feeling of desperation where they were like, man, we need to make serious money on this, because obviously Universal does not perform as well with their parks as Disney does. And so it's like, I think they really need this to be a slam dunk, especially because the plans to bring this to California, the plans to bring this to Florida, to bring this to China, like are just like, question mark sometime in the future. So it just seems like, man, everybody please come to this. We're going to make all your Nintendo dreams come true. We'll give you specifics weeks before this comes out. It's just like, I don't know. Man.
Yeah, just the biggest problem for me with this. I mean, there's parts I like. There's things I don't like, and on a conceptual level, I just don't like it showing you all this stuff that you're probably not gonna literally be doing. You're not gonna be jumping, like as you said, like going up to that tall like platform, the tower in the middle with the flagpole. Are you really gonna go up there? Like you're not gonna jump on these blocks. Yeah, you're not jumping on this stuff. Of course not.
It's a no-brainer. You're not gonna do that. Of course,
I know.
Of course. I don't want listeners thinking that like I'm assuming that. It's just even if you're gonna spend this much money, tease that I can do something. Like if you're gonna show Smuggler's Run or gonna show Rise of the Resistance or gonna show a new Jurassic Park ride or something, and do it in the vein of like, oh my god, there's a T-Rex there. They usually do it in like a 30-second commercial, and I'm like, I got it. It's just this video keeps going and going and going, and it's like, wow, they are really spending a lot of energy to sell this in a way that no human being could ever experience any form of entertainment. It's just out of control. But we should get around to scoring this. Again, we are back to our 100-point system, baby. So you can throw your decimal points out. You can get laser specific. What would you score the Super Nintendo World music video?
I'm thinking of going like I'm somewhere between a 50 and a 60 right now. So maybe I'll split the difference and give it a 55, 5.5.
Okay.
I'm trying not to conflate my excitement for this park when I finally get to go with it with this video, because I don't think this video was very good. It shows off a lot of like neat things I comb through and analyze, but it's not telling me enough about the actual experience. It's still leaving a lot up to the imagination. I get it. They don't want to spoil. You don't want to spoil the whole ride for people that are about to go there. But this was just so overdone, and I don't think for as long as it's produced and expensive as probably was, it ultimately missed the mark for me. and I am left wanting something else. It's like I'm like, are we gonna get another video like next month that's gonna show me what I really want to see? So I don't. Yeah, I think I have to score this pretty low.
I was going to go with a 6. Actually, you scored it lower than I was expecting. So averaging up, I will give it a total 5.8. For the final score. But yeah, I don't see anybody making travel plans from this video. I don't see anybody that's like, oh, now I'm really excited. And like, I don't fault Universal. I certainly don't fault Nintendo. I certainly don't fault Mario, the man himself, for like being excited about this park and doing backflips and stuff. It's just weird. I think I might have to revisit this at a later date and be like, how do I really feel about this? And what the concept of a theme park trailer or a theme park music video is fascinating. Apologies to people who want us to get back to scoring game trailers. We will do that in the very near future. But I absolutely had to get Michael Damiani to talk about whatever the heck this is. We're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your opinions, Damiani. We'll see you next episode.